tradition building, and we're with friends and family. Family is what I wanted to talk to you about a little bit as I make introductions. The reason why we are doing this is because of family. I lost my mother and my father at the beginning of the pandemic and right at the end of the pandemic. And one of the things that we had realized through dealing with that is that estate, trust estate, and all the issues involved with that. It can be very complicated. And we were fortunate enough to meet our main speaker today, Maggie, who will be introduced by my wife, Gema, in just a little bit. But because of that, family is so important. Matter of fact, life is all about relationships anyway. So we want to preserve that, protect that, because you are leaving a legacy. You may not think that you're leaving a legacy, but we all have a legacy. We all have a story. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Gema so she can make the proper introduction. But before I do that, one last thing, I'd like to introduce Laura Odom, who's sitting right there. She can say hi. And Laura is part of our team, or we're with our team. It's the Bonifay team. We're with Compass out of the Almaden Valley. And Laura and her family have been here forever, just like I've been here for forever. So if you ever need help with anything, you can reach out to Gemma, myself, or Laura. And Laura would be happy to meet with you after today's seminar. So with all that being said, we're starting to bring breakfast out. Gemma.
Well, thank you very much. Tim is not only my husband, but he's also my business partner. So we've been together celebrating 30 years next month.
Awesome. How exciting.
Yes. And so I had the pleasure of, working with my mother, who also passed away almost 11 to 12 years. And she also had Alzheimer's, and Tim and mom and dad also just passed away, living in the Almaden Valley for about, 50 years? 52 years. So it was at that time that I was very passionate in finding every kind of resource and availability and information that can prepare individuals. I was sharing with Maggie that myself, being in the industry and having closely associated with the elderly and the aging in place, that I felt myself unprepared, and I feel like I'm well prepared in all aspects, and I felt at a loss as well. So it is at that time that I decided, we need to hear this information over and over again. Go ahead, you can find a seat. We need to hear this information over and over again, even if it's just a refresher information, because even if you have a trust in place, just to hear the information again, it's a refresher, and it may trigger for you to say, oh, this is what I need to do. Or if you don't have all of your ducks in line, it's an opportunity for you to reach out at this time. So as I mentioned, I'm Gema Smith. I work with Laura Odom, and I work with my husband, Tim Smith, and we're bringing to you to get here today to hear an estate planning seminar. I'd love to introduce to you to Magdalena, also known as Maggie with Lithonen, Kennedy and Associates.
Thank you.
I came across her about almost 2 years ago, right?
Oh my gosh, it's been that long.
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Time flies.
When I reached out to find and further myself and educate myself in estate planning, and I felt that from all the attorneys that I've spoken with, Maggie seems the most amiable and the one that really dumb it up. I don't know if you ever spoke to an attorney, because I have tons of attorney friends, and I don't understand what they say. I'm like, now can you interpret that in layman's terms, please? Because I did not understand a word you said, and so without hesitant, I employed Maggie, and she is a graduate. Well, I'll let her tell her story about herself, but without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Maggie Gonzalez.
Hello. Good morning.